Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about Capcom, video games, and how much it's still a male-dominated field. Or yeah, I guess field's the right word to say here. You know, if you go online and see any of the discourse about video games and any drama related to video games that are coming out, how they're designed, character design, stuff like that, it's always about, well, women play games too. You just want something to fap to. It's so disrespectful to women. Here's the thing. These results are very telling. And it's basically a big, I told you so. Yes, women play games. My wife plays games. But it's still a male-dominated field. The majority of video game players are male. The majority of people who take part of fantasy and just those types of topics, whether it be in movies, TV shows, games, it's male dominated. That's what guys like. So the agenda in all facets of entertainment recently to push more towards a woman, I guess, audience is going to fail. It has to fail because women are not going to be showing up in the required numbers to be successful, whether it's a TV show, movie, or video game. It's just not. Now, I will preface some of this by saying, depending on the type of game or the genre of the game, you may have more women playing it, but overall, it's still male dominated. Now, it's just the numbers may fluctuate a little bit, but I just do not believe, and this poll kind of reflects that, I do not believe that there is any game where there's more women playing it than men. All right, so let's go ahead and look at these election results, kind of go through some of them. Now, they will be questions that people answer regarding, like, what's your favorite game? What's your favorite character? I'm probably going to blow through those. I don't really care. That's not the purpose of this video. But let's go ahead and go through those and let's take a look at it. All right, so we had 254,148 people vote. And here's the breakdown. 82% male, 14% female, and 14% who knows. They either don't identify as one of those two for some reason, or they didn't want to be identified. I think this speaks loudly about the gaming space. It's basically we told you so. It's pretty clear. Gaming is a male-dominated space. Always has been, and probably always will be. Guys are just different than women. You'll have women who do play, obviously. I'm not saying they can't. They're more than welcome to play. What I think this should basically tell a lot of these game dev studios or whatnot, that what they're trying to do is wrong. And I can't blame them for trying to do it, because a lot of these game devs, if you look at pictures of everybody who makes up these dev studios, a lot of them are women. Compared to in the old days, in the 90s, early 2000s, where it was mostly men, maybe a good mix, but now it's completely flipped on its head. And look, women are different than guys. What women enjoy, what women like are different than what guys like and what guys enjoy. So I don't believe that overall you might have, the rare great white buffalo every now and then. But I don't believe overall women are going to be successful at making games that guys like if they're basing it off of what they like. So if women are going to be making games, we need to make sure they know their audience and they make a game that's based and geared towards their audience. Same thing with guys. Guys should not be making games based on their taste if their audience isn't male dominated. A guy making a game geared towards guys is not going to sell well with women. We're different. So I think that's what people need to take away from this poll here, is that the majority of games should be male focused, should be focused on what guys like. If women want to play it, that's great. Like my wife, she loves Gears of War. Okay, we both play that game together. It's awesome. But she's not going to be playing like a My Little Pony game. That's just not what she enjoys. She's not a girly girl. Okay, so this is what we've always thought. Basically, it's just a big I told you so. Now, if we're going down, here's the breakdown. Not a surprise. The majority of your gamers are between 20 and 30 years old, some are in your 40s. I kind of fall around the 40s at this point. But I've been gaming since I was in my 10s. Yeah, I grew up with the regular Nintendo. I started playing on the Atari first, got my Nintendo, and it's just the rest is history at this point, right? Okay, so this is the breakdown of where everybody voted. The majority is from the United States and Japan, with a decent amount from Brazil. I don't know if this accurately reflects the majority of gamers, to be honest with you, but it's interesting information. Now, we're going to go through, I don't care about the titles. There was something down here I really wanted to point out. This is just basically ranking like games, who your favorite characters are. Don't really care about this. What I was interested in, I thought was something worth pointing out, is a little bit further down here. Let's keep going. What do you look for in Capcom games? Okay. Exhilarating gameplay is number one, which is not surprising. Everybody who's pushed for characters like Stellar Blade or pushed against censorship that's been done by Sony in some of these games, they will always tell you the top priority for them is exhilarating gameplay, but it's not the only priority. And you can see a lot of gamers feel the same way in this poll. Just look at number 2. 136,283 people voted, which is not that far behind number 1. They voted for unique and attractive characters. Surprise, surprise. People who play games want to play attractive characters. This push recently in the game dev, I don't want to necessarily say Western, but in the game development scene, this push by game devs to make women more realistic is horrible. Look, I don't want to play ugly characters. I wouldn't want to play a character that looks like me. I'll make an idealized form of me if I play a male character, but trust me, he's not going to look like me. He's going to look better than me. My wife doesn't want to play an ugly character either. She wants to play a beautiful character. She wants to have an attractive character that she looks at when she's playing a game. If it appears in cutscenes, if it's a third-party game, like third-party POV game, anytime she sees her character, she wants it to be attractive. I'm the same way. Doesn't mean we need to be like sexy porn model type attractive. I mean, trust me, look at the differences in clothing that she chooses to wear in Stellar Blade versus the clothing I choose to wear in Stellar Blade. You know, guy, girl, there's going to be a difference. But the main point is we both want the woman to be attractive. The guy too. The guy needs, but there's never been an issue with having attractive guys in video games. That's not the problem. The problem now tends to be more geared towards women. They just want women to be ugly for whatever reason. You could easily see that by like your recent Fable trailer game releases. Like I said, Perfect Dark Zero, and then the crap that Stellar Blade got online, and the fact that Sony also kind of forced them to change some of their outfits. Now, they refute that a little bit, but I think it's kind of obvious that somewhere something happened that forced them to reconsider their design for a couple of outfits. So unique and attractive characters was number 2. I think that was brought up down here. Okay, so if we look at the world top 10, exhilarating gameplay, unique and attractive characters is number 2 again. Now, Japan, it's very close, but in Japan, the unique and attractive characters came out on top compared to exhilarating gameplay. So at this point, guys, I think it's fairly obvious. Gaming is male dominated. Yes, women play it, but it's male dominated. So what does that mean exactly? Well, I'll tell you what it means. These dev companies, if they want to be successful, now you're going to get hate on Twitter about this, but that's Twitter, okay? It's a small minority for the most part. But what dev companies need to do, if you want to be successful, is make games geared towards the male gaze. Make games that are attractive to men. Doesn't always necessarily need to have a sexy woman in it, but the characters need to be attractive. The gameplay needs to be exhilarating. The focus needs to be on these top 2 issues that you see here voted on by gamers. If you can't do that because you want to push your own agenda, or if you want to self-insert, or if maybe whatever reason you have such low self-esteem in yourself that you can't bring yourself to look at or create an attractive character for your video game, then two things: you're going to fail, most likely, or B, you need to get out of the game dev, job. You don't need to be doing that anymore, because you can't deliver a good game to your customer base. Gaming is not meant to be a therapy session for the person making the game. Gaming is meant to be an escape. Okay, it's not meant to be a realistic version of reality, because nobody wants that. It's escapism. It's fantasy. They want to enjoy themselves in there. And this poll accurately reflects, in my opinion, the top two things game devs have to focus on. And right now, they are struggling with both. If they want to be successful, you need to pay attention to this poll and make sure your game going forward meets the number 1 and number 2 criteria here for what gamers are looking for in your video game. Stop giving women, the butch haircuts, the male jaw lines. We don't want to see fat, balding men. I mean, they can be bald as long as they're attractive and bulk, Guys like to see guys in video games that are muscular and kicking ass and, taking down, the bad guys. We love that, swinging the big swords. I don't care if I don't look like that. It's badass. And guys also like to see attractive women in their games. There's a reason why 90s, the video game companies marketed the way that they did. They should still be marketing that way, but they're not. So you get a lot of these AAA games that end up failing. In closing, game dev studios need to remember these 2 points here when they're making video games if they want to be successful in the long run. They may have their little one-off here and there where they can get by without one of these, but you need both for long-term success. It's just my opinion. It's a big fat "we told you so" to the game dev community. Are they going to care? No. But the ones who do will be more successful in the long run. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe down below. I appreciate it. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. You can agree, disagree, all you want. I don't mind. Just be civil about it. And I will talk to you guys next time.